Do you have a top 5 anime that you like? Your anime top 5? We struggle with it constantly. Like if something new comes out, we'll be like, kind of like at my number 4.
Yeah.
You know,
The first 3 are usually pretty cemented, but it's always
Mhm.
like 4 and 5 for me that I switch out all the time.
same.
I feel like that's the same for me. I feel like my top 3 are very solidified, but 4 and 5 and like 6 and 7 can be interchangeable depending on how like I feel. I don't know. I feel about the anime at the time. My top 2, I say, are tied for first, and people are like, "No, you have to choose one," and I'm like, "I can't choose one. I can't. I can't." But it's One Piece and Haikyuu. Those are my that's my
Haikyuu.
number 1. Yes.
Okay.
Um.
Stop. I'm gonna watch it eventually. Okay, leave me alone. If you haven't caught on, they do this shit where they give me looks every time, someone recommends an anime that they've been recommending me for literal years, and I just am a busy man. I have shit to do. I'm sorry. I'll get around to it eventually.
You can rewatch Yu Yu Hakusho though.
I hadn't watched Yu Yu Hakusho since I was a kid.
And you've never watched Haikyuu, so I mean,
I watched 5 episodes of Haikyuu, and it was really good, actually. I liked it. But I do this thing where I just stop watching for some reason.
the guy on her pillow is my favorite character.
Oh, he's from Haikyuu?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
he's
my favorite
awesome.
What do you like about Haikyuu, like specifically? What made it your number 1?
The boys.
Okay, so I think why I love it so much is I was an athlete, so I swam through college, and I actually got into Haikyuu my senior year from friends who had recommended it, and it would just get me so hyped to practice, to go to meet, to like compete. Like I felt so hype. I felt like I was there with those guys, like all the triumphs and the downfalls, like you get so attached to the characters and the teams that you feel like you're a part of it. So it's like I was getting ready for like NCAAs. I'm watching their matches. I'm like, oh man, I'm so pumped. And then I get caught up and I'm like, I'm reading the manga. I'm in the manga and I'm like, man, this is so relatable as like an athlete. And it's just like, I love it so much, and I love the characters. I love the team aspect, and like I just recently rewatched Haikyuu again just because I love it so much. And I mean, there's not that many seasons either, so it's like a quick rewatch.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it just like gets you so like hype. It gets you in your feels. So
I've always said like if you're like a sports fan of any kind, like if you just like watching like UFC fights or football, baseball, like whatever it is, like if there's a moment when you're watching sports where you're like, yeah, watch Haikyuu. I have legit lost my voice watching Haikyuu.
Wow.
Because like just like watching like a moment,
Watching
like
the tournament,
the
like
tournaments.
that last game, we were watching it together.
Yeah.
Crazy.
oh my god, against the fucking Twins.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and then that his first, I freaked out. It's such a good anime.
Isn't it coming out with a movie
so
to wrap
good.
it up?
So that's it's kind of controversial because I think the whole Haikyuu fandom is like, really, we're getting movies. So I have the entire manga collection. I have all 45 volumes. I have read all 45 volumes. And
Quite the flex.
but basically after this last season, like actual season and not this movie that just came out, there's still over 200 chapters that is left to be animated.
Oh wow.
It's not gonna get there with 2 movies.
No.
So it's quite unfortunate in that sense. I'm hoping though that they'll see how much Haikyuu is loved, and we get through the first movie, and then they said they're doing a second movie. Just give us another season to just wrap everything up, right? Because I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a lot more that happens that it cannot be encompassed in a movie. No.
It's like we've always said, like, you remember when we heard about the Black Clover movie?
Yeah, we were freaking out.
We were
about
like,
that.
no way, no.
Yeah, because before they had to like release trailers or anything for the Black Clover movie, like we're big manga people, or all of us actually now, And we thought that they were trying to do a movie to cover the entire arc, and I'm like, there's no fucking way.
That's delusion.
Like, that's delusion if you think
Mhm.
that they're gonna cover the entire arc. And we were really concerned because it's like one of the best arcs in the series. And if it was gonna get crammed into like a 2-hour movie, they wouldn't have done it justice at all. I'd be like, I'd rather get a
Right.
side story, a spin-off, whatever. And
which
thankfully
we got it.
it was like a prequel story of like, and it was like lore accurate apparently too. Like, it's like one of those situations, like kind of in Film Red, you know, the events didn't actually happen per se, but the characters are real characters, you know, like
Yeah.
they existed at some point, and I like that when there's like bits of canon material per se.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like a different story or maybe a different universe. I don't fucking know, but I thought that was cool, and I hope that studios more often, because like I know Demon Slayer does a lot of movies too, and so does My Hero Academia actually. But like I think movies work better for just like a single like contained story versus adapting, you know, manga chapters and stuff, because there's a lot of detail that goes into it, and I'd rather explore it episodically, like each week, every episode. You know, you can take your time with it and make sure not to miss the important stuff. It's the smaller details I think that like the fandoms always really gravitate towards, and that's why they're so beloved series.
I just hope that Haikyuu gets Demon Slayer treatment. You know, do the movies, get the hype going, give us a series.
Yes.
That's all I want. I want to see that conclusion when you like, you know, all the characters' conclusions. Like, I want to see that.
Yeah. Let me show you guys my Haikyuu rug.
Oh,
Because
what?
I have a custom Haikyuu rug.
See, that's when you know when they're a fan, when they're just like, let me just subtly flex on y'all real quick. Oh, that is.
Oh,
sick.
I love that so much. That's so fucking dope.
So, yeah. So I got this, like, probably 3 years old now. I got it in like 2021. But it's a custom rug, and it's actually, it's a spoiler, but you've seen this panel before, like
I've seen
that's
that
already
panel,
been
and
animated.
I haven't even seen
Yeah.
that.
But this one specifically is one of the final panels in the last volume of the manga, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, specifically.
Gotcha.
If you look close, you'll understand exactly why. But you've also it's been done before in previous volumes and chapters.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
Cool.
yeah.
That looked like the same style of rug that you got Gary and I. You got him like the.
I got him Luffy's new bounty poster.
Yeah, the wanted poster, and then you got me like a.
Oh,
And then I got like the straw hat.
that's sick.
Jolly Roger.
Those rugs